continue with desensitization, help Shadow stay focused. We're gonna go over the 4 quadrants of operant conditioning. Dogs tend to be territorial. Should my dog be on the left or the right? A control walk with your dog is super important. Once you become the Michael Jordan of dog training, I'm gonna mess you up if you come any closer. All right, so we're gonna walk back right now. I want you to just observe what I'm going through with Shadow. I'm not gonna talk to you much, but you're gonna see me interact with Shadow to help Shadow stay focused and continue with desensitization as we do a control walk. Shadow, heel. Heel, good job. Heel, all right, hey. Hey, hey, yes, hey. Now this is where I did say I wasn't gonna talk, but I think it's valuable. These dogs, you can take a peek. The dogs you see over there, they're well cared for, but they're in someone else's yard. And dogs tend to be territorial. So the dogs that you see in that yard, they're territorial. They're protecting their territory. And Shadow's trying to understand, is she in danger? Because they're saying, I'm gonna mess you up if you come any closer to my yard. But when you're walking with your dog in the community, you don't want your dog reacting to every dog they see. So that's why a control walk with your dog following your lead and that nose up is super important. Because you're saying, follow my lead. I'll tell you what needs to happen. Hey, heads up. Hey, heads up. So another question is, should I walk with my dog on the inside of me, away from the cars? Or should I walk with my dog on the outside of me, like Shadow is right now, toward the cars? Well, you know what? People always ask as well, should my dog be on the left or the right? There's nothing magical about left or right. It's just for consistency in terms of routine and teaching a lesson. Once you become the Michael Jordan of dog training, you could switch sides between the leg, whatever you want to do. But just for consistency so that you and your dog learn, you're going to keep your dog on the left-hand side. So, as I was saying, should my dog be on the outside of me? Now that we've established that my dog is going to be on the left-hand side, is it okay for my dog to be on the outside? Well, technically, I like to have the cars coming toward me, facing me. And the cars that are coming from the back of my dog, I like to be on the opposite side. So I don't know what country you're in, if you drive on the right or drive on the left, but the rule of thumb is you want the traffic coming towards you, okay? And then you just have to walk on the side of the road so that your dog doesn't have to adjust when the cars go by. And that's a great way to desensitize your dog to the real world, which is to be in a comfortable spot as you walk so that when a car comes, I don't have to adjust for the car. So we're going to go over the 4 quadrants of operant conditioning. You've got positive reinforcement and negative reinforcement. Then you've got positive correction or positive punishment and negative correction or negative punishment. Now, those are going to be used to help your dog throughout their training process in different ways. For example, Shadow. If I'm offering Shadow a reward to get Shadow to respond, that's positive reinforcement. Good sit? Yes. All right, good job. If I'm going to use leash pressure to help my dog in position, that's considered negative reinforcement. Shadow, right here. Shadow, sit. That's negative reinforcement, this leash pressure right here. All right? Good job. Now we're moving into the correction or the punishment side. So let's talk about positive correction or positive punishment. Now that's actually adding something to the equation. I'm adding a correction. All right? Just like positive reinforcement was adding a reward. All right? So that's how you can think about it to make it easy. The positives add something to the equation. Either I'm adding a reward or I'm adding a correction, right? And the negatives take something away from the equation with whatever you're doing. So with the negative reinforcement, I'm helping my dog in position by using leash pressure, right? And negative correction, I'm taking away the option of reward, for example, by turning my back and saying, hey, behave differently or I'm not going to interact with you. I'm taking away the option of a reward, all right? And then if my dog does what I want, I can turn back, give my dog that reward, back to positive reinforcement. All right, so let's go over that really quickly. You've got positive reinforcement, which is, for example, shadow, down. That's positive reinforcement, right? Negative reinforcement is teaching my dog with leash pressure. So, shadow, sit, leash pressure, right? Now we get into the correction and the punishment. Positive correction or positive punishment, tapping my dog. Let's go. To help them in position. That pop right there is a correction, right? Shadow, sit, back to leash pressure. All right, and then of course, negative correction or punishment is saying, hey, you ain't giving me what I want. I'm going to turn my back to you and take away the option of any interaction or positive rewards. Finish. Good job. Shadow. You. Good job. And I gotta remember to stay on the grass so it's a little cooler for my dog. Hey, right here. Now if your dog's doing super good, hey, you can drop the leash or put it over your shoulder. And now you got your dog responding without the leash or with a drop leash, which is more so intermediate obedience, right? Shut up, ready? Shut up.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.